Hello everyone, welcome back to another day in the 100 days graphic design challenge with Xpress-Pixels. So today is week 8. Week 8 starts today and our theme for this week is trifold flyers, banners and brochures. So our design today is going to be a trifold brochure. What's a trifold brochure? Is something that is made up of 6 parts. You can call it 6 parts or 6 pages, whereby you open one, you have the front page, you have the middle page, and then you have the back page. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, we are going to be designing this. We are going to be creating this trifold for 3 days so that we can get the concept so that the video will not be too long. Okay, so I'm just going to show you something briefly about trifold. I'll just head over to this place. This is not going to be the size that I'll be using. I just want to show you something. So I'm going to be using the width as this and the height as 1755. I'll just click create. Okay, so this what we have now for a trifold. This particular design, I'm going to divide it into 3 parts. Okay, I'm just going to change the color. Okay, we have something like this, and then we have another thing. We are going to divide it into 3 equal rectangles. We have another stuff like this. Let me change the color. Okay, I use my alt. Okay, so I'm just going to be a line. Now note that these rectangles must be of equal size. Okay, so I have this. I'll just reduce this, and I have this. Okay, let's just leave it this way and say that this is our first page. I can call this 1. I can call this page 1. Okay, I'm just going to increase this. Okay, enter. Let me just change this color to something else. Okay, let's use this. I can call this page 1, and then I will have this as page 5. And then I will have the next one. I use my alt, I'll drag. I will have this one as page 6. Okay, so this is what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do, if I have something like this, I'm just going to head over to file and I'll create a new one. We are using 2480 by 1755. I'm going to click create. Now we have another different design. Now this is one part. We have page 1, page 5 and page 6, and then for this one we are also going to do the same thing. We are going to draw rectangles like this. Okay, so I'll just change the color this way, and then I'll use my alt, I'll drag, I'll change the color, I'll click here, I'll use red, I'll drag, I'll change the color. Okay, I'll click here, I'll use this. As you can see, the colors are not, the rectangles are not the same, so I'll just drag something like this. So we now have something like this, equal rectangles. Now our page continues. This place is going to be our page 2. So I'll just write page 2. Okay, I'll bring this here, page 2. I'll hit enter, and I'll hold my alt, and I'll write page 3. I'll hold my alt, and I'll write page 4. So this is what we have for a trifold design. It's made up of 6 pages that are like this. I don't know if you have seen that kind of foldable kind of something. You have the page one. The page one is always the page that, don't worry, at the end of this design we are going to see how this is going to look like. Okay, so we have page one here, and then the next page will be page two, and then we have page three, we have page four, and then we go back to page five. Okay, so I think here is page five, and then I'll drop my tool, and then this place becomes page 6. Okay, so this is actually what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to head back to file. I'm just going to create a new, so I'm just trying to say that we are going to be designing 6 pages, 6 pages for a trifold brochure flyer, so that by the end of the 3 days that we'll be designing this particular design, you will now see what a trifold looks like, and wherever you go you will be able to identify what a trifold looks like. So we'll be working on the page one very quickly. So I head back, I just close this. Okay, I'll close this one, then I head back to create new here. So I'm just going to put in the sizes I'll be using. I'm using 779 by 1653. Enter. Okay, you see how it is now. This is just like the size of each of those rectangles that I do. So very quickly, the next thing I'm going to do is to import my resources. So I just drop them in my Photoshop like this. I'll hit enter, enter, enter. Okay, so this is basically what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to close up the eyes of the ones I'm not going to be using now. So for this one I'm going to be using it now, so I just take it up like this. I just take it up this way, and then I'm just going to drag it so that I'm just going to drag it in like this. Okay, I'll just hit enter. I'll drag it in a bit more so that we are designing a car trifold flyer. Okay, I have something like this, so I'm just going to hit enter. So this is what I have. The next thing I'm going to do is just to edit this. So I head over to my hue and saturation here. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to edit this. I'm going to say this 6. Okay, and for this one I'm going to say 52. Enter. Okay, I want it to have that bluish kind of effect. So I head over to my layers, and then I'll just bring this here. Okay, I'll bring this beneath this, so we have something like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my rectangle. I'm just going to draw a rectangle from here. Okay, from here I have something like this. Okay, then I'm just going to give it a gradient color. I remove the stroke here. Okay, then I click here. I'm just going to head over to this place, and then I'll just try and use one of these. Okay, let's see. I'll just adjust this to have something like this. Let me adjust the angle. Okay, okay, so I'm just going to click here, and then I'll give it a darker shade this way. Okay, okay, so this is basically what we have. I'll just increase this a bit, then I'll try to adjust this to get what I want. Okay, then I'm just going to, when I'm done, I'm just going to click this. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I head back to my layers. I will try to increase this a bit more bigger. I'll click on this and I'll increase this a little bit more to have something like this. Enter. Okay, so this is basically what we have. Next thing I'm going to do is to add this. I open up the eyes of this image and then I head over to select and I'm going to click subject. Select the subject. Okay, I'll wait for it to load. Okay, so I'm just going to Ctrl Z. I'll just head over to this place. I'm just going to click here and I'm going to use the magic wand tool. So I'll just click on this, use my shift. I'm holding my shift key, click on this. I hold my shift, I click on this. I hold my shift, I click on that. Then I'm just going to click here to have something like this. So I'll right click, convert to smart objects, and I'm going to change the color. I'll double click. Okay, then I'm going to give it a color overlay. Okay, it has already taken the bluish color. I'll just hit enter. I have something like this. I'll just reduce this. Okay, I'll place it here and then I'm going to hit enter. I'll use my alt and I'll drag this. Okay, I'll just bring it this way. I'll reduce the opacity. Okay, let's say 50. Enter. I'll click on this one. I'll click here and I'll reduce the opacity to 50. Enter. Okay, so this is basically what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is to add my text. So I'll just click here. Okay, before that I'm just going to bring in my logo. This is it. So I just reduce this like this. Okay, now bring it here. Okay, I'll take it to the top here and I'll reduce this a bit, bring it to the top here. Enter. So I'll just increase it a bit more like this and then I'll just take it this way. Enter. Then I'll take this way. Okay, so this is what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to type in my text. I'm just going to say, are you prepared? Okay, I'm using title case. Are you prepared to? I'll just write this and then I'll place it here. Okay, and I'm going to alt. I'm just going to type caps lock on. Okay, I'll just increase this like this. Okay, let me zoom in. I'm just going to do this, bring this here and make sure. Okay, are you prepared to own? And I think the spacing in between is too much, so I'll just reduce the spacing in between. I'll hit enter, then I'll reduce this and then I'll increase it a bit more. Okay, then I'll hit enter and then I'm just going to say the road. I'll use my alt to drag. I'm going to say the road. Now we use question mark. Okay, so this is what we have. Now I'm just going to reduce this as well. I'll reduce it so that it has the size of, okay. Now this particular font I'm using, Terminal, it does not have special character. It does not have special characters, so it changes the font here. So I'm just going to be using Monument font for the special characters like question mark, full stop. Yes. So I'm just going to reduce this a bit more. I'll reduce this so that it becomes in line with the own. Okay. 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 So we have something like this. Are you prepared to own the road? Then I'm just going to draw a rectangle down here. Okay. Rectangle here. Then I'm just going to change this color. I'll click here 5FF. Okay, this is the color I'll be using, and I'll remove the stroke color like this. Okay, so we have something like this. Then I'm going to change my text color as well. Okay, let me just click here very quickly. I'll copy the color of this. Okay, let's head over to this place. I'm going to Control Z, Control C. Then I'll just click my text. I'll wait for it. Okay, so I'm just going to Control V here. Okay, and then click here, and then I'll Control V. I'll click here, Control V. Okay, now this is basically what we have. So I'm just going to zoom out, see what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to add text here, and then I'll add the name of the car here. So very quickly, let's do that very quickly. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to lock this, and I can be able to click this, Ctrl G, and then I can be able to drag it up a bit. Okay, and shift it. Okay, so we have something like this. So very quickly, I'm just going to write the name of the car. Okay, I head over to my polygon tool. I'm just going to drag this, holding my shift, just something very small. Okay, I'll just zoom in to see it, to see what I'm doing. Okay, then I'm going to click this. I'll change the fill to white, or I can change it to this, and then I'll remove the stroke. So I'll just bring it here, like it's in the middle like this. Then I'm just going to type my text. I'll use my Alt and I'll drag this, and then I'm just going to say BM. Okay, BMW, and then 7 series dash. Okay, shoot black, SAPPHIRE, shift metallic. Okay, so I have something like this. I'm just going to change the color very quickly, white, enter. Then I just head over to this place. I use this, I reduce it, not too much. I don't want it to be too much. Then I just bring it here, and then I'm just going to click here, click my rectangle tool, and I'll just adjust this by drawing a little rectangle here. Okay, so I just click here, remove the stroke, click here, give it a fill. Okay, so I'll just take this up so that it's aligned. Okay, get aligned with my text. Then I'll just click Ctrl J and I'll shift this and I'll hold my shift and drag up to this point. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in my rulers to make sure that I'm following the right pattern. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'll just zoom in to see what I'm doing. Okay, let's see what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'll just click this shift on this shift and I will head back to layers and I'll look for where this particular rectangle is. No. Okay, so this is it. I'm just going to control, control, control. I'm just going to Ctrl G this and then I'll just increase it. Okay, so we have something like this. I'm just going to hit enter. And the same thing with this, my rectangle. I'll click here and I'll just shift it to the edge. Okay, I'll click this one. Okay, and I'll just bring this at the middle point. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm just going to change this color to white. I'll double click here and I'll change this to white. Okay, so this is what we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to add another text, but before then I'm just going to add a small rectangle here, so I'll just do that very fast. Okay, so after I'm done with this, I'm just going to write BMW, the ultimate driving machine. So I hold my alt, I drag this here and I'll double click shift BMW and then I'll use my dash and then I'm going to say the ultimate okay. So this is basically what I have, and then I'm just going to bring this way. Okay, bring this here. Okay, I'll just increase it a little bit, not too much. Okay, so I'll just increase this so that it will touch with my line. So I'll just shift it, enter. I'm just going to shift it. I'll click here. I hold my shift, click here, and then I'm just going to shift this so that it touches the edge of my line. Okay, so I'll also click on this and I'm just going to increase this. Okay, to have something like this. Then I'm just going to change the font. I'll use regular for it. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay. So with that, we have actually come to the end of this design. So this is just the front page of the design. So I feel like this is too down. So I head over to my layers. I'm just going to click on this and I'll take it down a bit. Not too much, just a bit. Okay, then I'll click here, click here, click here, and I'll drag it down a bit. Okay, so this is what we have. So I'm just going to click my Shift Control Alt E. I'll just screenshot and just edit this first page. Note that this is not the end. Tomorrow we are going to continue with the second page. We are going to continue with page 2, A4 up to 6. So it just applied my editing, the one I did before, because I clicked this Alt Control F. If I wanted to start from beginning, I'm going to click here. Okay, so this is what we have. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'll just head over to my files. I'm just going to do mockup for this particular first page. Okay, so this is it, mockup 2. This is it. So I'll just double click to open it very quickly. Okay, I'll just close the eyes of this one. So I click here, I look for where they say designs. This is it. So I'm just going to double click here. Okay, so I already have my design here. I already have it. I already screenshotted it and I already edited it. So I'll just drag. I take it into this place. Sorry. Okay, I'll do that again. So I'm taking it into this place that has cover here. So I'll just click here and I'll drag it into this place. Okay, I actually use the same size of the trifold so that it will match. Control S, I'll wait for it. So I head back to this place. As you can see, we have something like this. Then I see there is something beneath. So let's see if you can find it. I'll open up this one. Okay, so I'm just going to, you see this page 3, but I'm just going to bring in this one again because we just did only page 1 and I just want to apply it in mockup way. So I'll just bring this here, Control S. So I head back to this place and I have something like this. Okay, so with that we have come to the end of this design. Okay, with that we have come to the end of this design. So I'm just going to see you in the next design. The next design is going to be the page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next design 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, depending on how much we can do. And so I will see you in the next video. Please do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.